Here we've got a beautiful 1974 Kawasaki H1 500. This bike here belongs to a friend of mine. He dropped it off in the middle of winter, having some issues with it. The bike just wasn't running right and didn't handle very well either. So it took some time to go over the bike, and let me talk to you a little bit about what I did. So whoever put this bike together did what I consider a budget restoration. And there's really nothing wrong with that, as everybody's working with different budgets, different skill sets, and different tools. But just to give you an example here, some parts like this that would normally be zinced were just spray painted. The spokes, for example, spray painted black. But overall, the bike was pretty good. The paint's in nice condition, beautiful seat. Like, the bike wasn't too bad. As far as mechanical work goes on this bike, as I mentioned, it had some ignition issues. The bike would run for about 20 seconds and then stop. And what we found out was the pickups on the rotor actually must have come loose or were just way out of adjustment. They were actually hitting against the rotor, and basically the ignition just ate itself alive. So we replaced the stator, replaced the rotor, fixed up and replaced some of the electrical under here, a new voltage regulator, new battery terminal. Some of the wiring was pretty old and frayed, so got that all cleaned up. Carburetors, again, those were cleaned and rebuilt. Got nice new fuel lines that are ethanol resistant from Motion Pro. Got filters on them. The oil lines, obviously we cleaned that up, polished the brass, which is always a nice look. But we went one step further, removed the check valves and sent them off to a guy in Ohio who actually rebuilds the check valves and the oil lines. That way you're not going to run the risk of hydrolocking your motor from oil seeping into the lower cases after sitting for a while. And that's always highly recommended if you do have a bike like this. We opted for a steel braided line on the front just to help with the brakes, because again, everybody knows these bikes aren't known for stopping. To help improve the rideability of the bike, we did brand new front and rear wheel bearings from All Balls Racing. We got the taper steering head bearings up front, and we also installed new clutch plates just to help with the shifting. Although you can't see it, the oil pump also got a full treatment. A few of the threads for the banjo bolts were stripped, so those were cleaned out with helicoils. That fixed any leaks that were in there. While the bike was apart, I also went through the entire electrical system. A lot of the various connectors were swapped out or changed, or wires just weren't routed correctly through the frame. Same with some of the cables. They just weren't routed properly, which can cause issues with the throttle cable sticking, the clutch being really stiff, things like that. The tail light, we had to replace it with a brand new reproduction unit. Somebody had tried retrofitting the original one with an LED light, and it was basically throwing off the entire light system on the bike. Dash lights were going off and signals weren't working properly. Another thing we did to improve the handling was brand new Bridgestone BT 46 tires. These are a really nice tire, come in a variety of sizes that work really well with the old vintage bikes, and they really do perform well and have a nice aesthetic look as well. Another issue we found with the ignition system was actually the coils themselves. So typically on the bike you'd have the three coils, left being the left, top being the center, and the right being the right. What happened with these, the top and the right coils were actually switched. So again, the bike just wasn't firing properly. It was kicking back when you tried to start it. So that was another issue we had to work out. So some of the things I did just to kind of touch it up aesthetically was stripped all the paint off of the fork lowers, gave them a polish, polished up the center hub there. Again, the engine cases, these were pretty filthy, so I gave those a nice scrub and clean. All the brass on the carburetors. The side covers, again with those, I took those off, gave them a polish. Now, whoever initially polished these must have used 60 grit sandpaper or something and didn't get it out. So there are some blemishes still in it. but I just brought it up to a finer polish just to give it a bit more shine. Nothing perfect. Obviously, a nice detail is painting in the Kawasaki. A lot of guys, for whatever reason, overlook that step, but it's really not hard to do. Just get some nice paint that can withstand high heat. I like to mask it off, paint it, and then when the side cover is polished, you can actually kind of scrape that off and it works pretty good. The side fin here, again, look like these were done with like a 60 or 40 grit sandpaper. So these ones here actually did sand down and then give a nice polish. So as you can see, really nice reflective surface. Just again, a nice detail to make the bike pop when you're taking that out around town. I cleaned up all the pipes. The paint, although it does look like a fresh paint job, I did give it a nice buff. The clear coat was a little bit speckled and a little bit rough, so I just buffed that out, made it silky smooth. All the other chrome components, I cleaned up those, any little bits of surface rust that might have been on there. Same with the rims. Another nice little thing that's always good to do on these bikes is clean up the original hardware. If you've got any evapor rust or anything, just soak these parts for 24 hours and they come out spick and span, and it really just, again, tidies up the look of the bike. So that was another thing. Clean up all the hardware, you know, up there, all the chrome hardware, clean that up in the vapor rust. Same with the steering head bolts. Some more aesthetic touches on the rear wheel was polishing up the center hub. As you can see on both sides, including the brake hub, that was pretty much a dull, dark gray when I got it. These parts here, like a lot of the other stuff on the bike, were all spray painted, so we replaced the washers with new re-zinced parts, new bolts, new nuts, just to kind of clean it up a little bit, get rid of some of that extra spray paint. We also added a new reproduction grab rail just to give it some more original aesthetic. These are really nice parts, and original ones in good condition are getting hard to find, and these reproductions really do the trick. The fitment is beautiful, the chrome is gorgeous, so that was a really nice touch to kind of bring this back to its original look. Well, there you have it. This 1974 Kawasaki H1 has been brought from a budget build to a beautiful street machine. Both mechanically and aesthetically, this bike is gorgeous. And to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of sad to give it back to the owner because I'd love to keep it in the stable. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, guys, ride safe.